Even Lex Luthor is obsessed with what might have been.
Lex, your friends give me the creeps.
Prison is a creepy place, Kitty. One needs to make creepy friends in order to survive.
How did they choose to reward Lex Luthor? The greatest genius in this world? Did they give him glory? Did they give him treasure? What matter of fact do they give him?
Life plus 25, Luthor.
In the first film, Superman thwarted his plan to build a real estate empire by toppling half of California.
Mr. Luthor, it almost worked. I mean, California almost fell in right in the ocean. Millions of people was almost killed. If it hadn't been for the guy Superman, an overgrown Boy Scout.
I want my Lex Luthor. Possibly you've heard the name, the greatest criminal mind on Earth.
In the second film, Luthor attached himself to 3 Kryptonian villains as a kind of court jester. In return for his help in finding Superman, he asked for more real estate.
What do you want?
Australia.
Superman returns, finds Luthor free from prison, and his new plans pointedly target Superman.
Sounds great, Lex, but you're not a god.
Clearly, this guy has trouble letting go.
Gods are selfish beings who fly around in little red capes and don't share their power with mankind.
He's created a new version of his scheme from the first film. This time, he's going to use synthetic kryptonite to create an entirely new continent off the east coast of the United States.
But the United States...
Will be under water.
This is no mere repetition of a plot element. It fits into the movie's depiction of characters who are living in the past, dwelling on past failures, or trying to redo the past with a different outcome. Lex Luthor is literally dredging up pieces of Superman's past, and he's using it to redo one of his own past disappointments. What Lex Luthor is doing is a twisted, literal version of what Superman tried to do when he abandoned Earth to revisit his homeworld. He is resurrecting a dead thing. It's an obscenity, and Singer shows us that it's an obscenity in the way that he depicts the results of Luthor's experiment. The resurrected chunks of Krypton spread like an out-of-control virus that rise from a watery grave, like zombies.
Lex,
Uh-huh.
are billions of people really going to die?
Yes.
In the film's powerful, often intensely violent final act, Superman tries to thwart Lex Luthor's murderous plan and falls into a devastating trap.
Tonight.
Didn't your dad ever teach you to laugh before you leap?
The Man of Steel endures a beatdown, the likes of which has never been seen in a Superman movie. It's low and dirty, a jailhouse thrashing, administered by an ex-convict. This is the Superman franchise at its most allegorical. Death stalks the Man of Steel for the first time in his life.
So long, Superman.
The Man of Steel is all but finished, save for a psychic connection between himself and Lois's young boy, who we've already started to suspect may in fact be Superman's offspring.
Who is that boy's father?
Superman's down there. You sure?
Earlier, he rescued Lois and her entire family from drowning in Lex Luthor's crippled yacht.
Give me your hand.
And now, it's time for Lois and her new husband to return the favor. Singer treats his protagonist as an adult man who struggles to retain his goodness, even though he has lost his innocence. The Man of Steel rises from his watery grave with newfound perspective and purpose.
How did you find me?
Humbled by the experience.
Thank you.
One skill that a boy must learn as he reaches maturity is the ability to know when to let go.
What are you doing?
And when Superman realizes that he is now an interloper in this young family, he does just that.
You're hurt!
He lets go. He flies into a future without Lois at his side.
Bye, Lois.
He doesn't like it, but he accepts it. He knows it's right. The film climaxes with a biblically awesome spectacle, an island-sized chunk of kryptonite ascending heavenward with Superman beneath it, expending every last bit of his ebbing strength, showing every living being that he's willing to die to save his adopted planet, his only home, the place where he must live in present tense. In terms of metaphor, what is Superman doing in this sequence? He is casting out a mass of unwanted dead matter, a chunk of zombified real estate. What's dead should stay dead. Superman is simultaneously purifying the Earth and himself. He's cutting out a cancer. It's a purge, a catharsis, a massive, epic letting go.
Must be tough coming back.
I'm coming back.
To work.
The world doesn't need a savior. And neither do I.
You're home.
That place was a graveyard. I'm all that's left.
And even if you are the last, you're not alone.
Mommy, is he gonna get better?
I don't know.
I want him to. I like him.
Penetrating skyward to right. No hemorrhage.
Superman escapes his hospital bed a different hero, having moved into uncharted emotional waters. He is still physically almost invulnerable, but he is not omnipotent. And for the first time in the series, he seems to know this and, here's that word again, accept it.
It will be different.
Superman has let go of his affection for Lois
Sometimes you feel like an outcast.
And traded it for the deep,
But you'll never be alone.
yet entirely ordinary love
You will make my strength your own.
that a father feels for a son. He's an extraordinary, ordinary man. Emotionally, he died, and now he's come back to life. But he isn't God. He knows he can't control those around him. He learns. He loves. He grows. And life goes on. He is us, the better angel of our natures.